So I've been really getting into this new season, as you guys know, of Married at First Sight. It's been really good and really entertaining so far. I'm going to start with Nikki and Sean. Now, I made a video before where I told you guys that I can see the disappointment in Nikki's face when she got to the altar and saw Sean. I could tell immediately that she was not attracted to him fully at first. Now as we get to go on, like we're seeing like they're on the honeymoon, and the vibe is kind of changing a little bit. And I get this. I get the vibe. I get it. Sometimes you may see little hints of something in someone, and you're like, "Oh, well, that's attractive. Oh, I think I can like that. I think I see something that can grow there." But you may not be completely 100% head over heels or sexually attracted to the person, but you start to see little hints of things, the way they may speak, the way they may say things that may draw you in a little bit. And I think that's what's going on with Nikki and Sean. I think Sean may say things or do things that may draw her in moments to where she's like, okay, I feel okay giving him a kiss, or I'm going to put my hand on him in this moment. But I don't think she's fully like head over heels or attracted to him. And it was interesting seeing his reaction when she actually told him that she wasn't like completely physically attracted to him. He's very confident. Like he has this big ego. And it seems like he can't take rejection. That's one. And I understand. I understand it's not the easiest thing to hear that someone you're with, is not feeling you, like that. And but I think his ego gets in the way with a lot of situations. And a lot of times I feel like he is trying to examine her, or try to look at her as if she's the one who's like the student and he's the teacher. Like it's kind of weird. And he can be very much a drama queen, a drama queen. Like so, there's so many moments where I'm just like, bro, like you are making the situation worse, and it's like you're not even allowing room to listen. You're going back. It's like you're listening to basically speak, and I think that's going to be the biggest downfall with their relationship. And he's not someone who seems like he likes to back down in an argument, which is why they had that huge argument in the airport. And I'm just like, at what point do you say, listen, I messed up? Like there was a point in the episode where he, kind of like talked about them both being the son, how, they have to kind of make room for each other in that way. And I thought, he's trying to come along, but I think that ego is going to keep pulling him back, where he's going to always have to have the last word, and that's going to be the problem. Mecca and Beljolie, listen, I'm going to give you the story. I once dated someone, and like whenever we were like around his mom or whatever, like he would talk about how I'm this great person. He's happy to like be with me, or he wants to see this future with me. When he was around his mom, someone who wants to just give a good presentation around. But it was clearly very false. And the way he treated me outside of being around his mom was very different. It was very much letting me know that he's not that into me, and I feel like with Mecca, is very young. I feel like he has a father who comes off to me as being a little overbearing. I feel like he dominated the wedding, and the show is not even about him. And I think that Mecca is trying to put up this image for his dad that he can be this married man, and he could do things in the way that his father wants him to. But I don't, in my heart of hearts, and this is just my opinion, I don't in my heart of hearts believe that he actually wants to be married. And I hate to make these assumptions, and I'm not never trying to out someone because I don't know him. I don't know him from a paper bag. But when I look at him and I look at his friends, and I don't, if you've seen the scene with him and his friends at the wedding, the thought creeped in my head like he's not doing this for the right reasons. He's not. He's not really into marrying this woman. I'm not saying he doesn't like women. I just don't think that he doesn't like men. I'm going to leave it there. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that as fact. Let me know what you think about it. Caitlyn and Devin, it's such a sad sight that they're not meshing because it just seems like a simple issue. She's just not very affectionate or she's not very attached, and he very much is. And that seems to be their main problem. I think that's something that they could possibly get over if she can just give a little bit more. But I knew from the moment she walked down the aisle, this was like she was walking down the aisle of the grocery store, that she's not the most huge pomp and circumstance person. Doing the show is probably not the biggest deal for her. She's very nonchalant. I don't know if she doesn't get to a point where she starts trying to show a little more affection and start showing a little more excitement over him. I think this one could go downhill. Courtney and Nick. Now, Courtney is seeking this. I'm going to just call it what it is. I think she's someone who's used to being attracted to a bad boy. Even when she says he's just not fun, he's boring me. And then how she reacted to Felipe's energy when he walked over to her and was talking to her. I'm like, this girl is trying so hard to put on this image that she wants this relationship and she just wants this happy, healthy relationship. But I do think that she has this toxic trait that she's not willing to show, where she likes men who are a little wild and exciting. I think that's what her whole thing is. And she won't say it because she talks about this fun, but I'm just like, if I was to meet her or approach her, I would immediately feel like she's not the most fun and free person. She gives me a little rigid, at some points. So I'm not sure why I think that she just feels like, Nick is just this nice guy. And it's not what she's into. And that's why she can't cuddle with him. And that's why, she talks about wanting to kill herself if she has to be having any more alone time with him. Cameron and Michelle, they're pretty okay. I think they'll get over whatever it is that they have going on. I think the baby thing was a concern for them. But ultimately, I don't think they have much friction. I don't know what it's going to be like because Cameron has very little long-term relationship experience, but I think it's possible that they work it out. I'll take it or leave it. Adam and Marissa, they're on to a great start. They have excellent chemistry and they seem to be getting along very well. Felipe and Tori, I thought that they were going to be the picture perfect couple, but after they have sex, she just wanted to disengage. And I'm sorry for being maybe I'm being pessimistic with this. She said that it's not about the sex and it's not about Felipe. But I don't believe that. The way you guys just finished having sex and you want to go in the other room, to me, she did not enjoy sex with him. That's what happened. And I know she doesn't want to say that because a lot of times people don't want to sound shallow. They don't want to embarrass him in any kind of way. And this is just my viewpoint. I'm not saying this is the absolute God's honest truth. This is just my viewpoint. I think she's just trying to spare his feelings because she knows that it would destroy any chance of them going forward. When you basically trash someone's sex, It's devastating, especially when you're doing it on national TV. So yeah, I think she's not really being forthcoming, and also the way I see in the previews coming up, I feel like it just this whole thing gets even worse between Felipe and Tori. So yeah, I definitely think that it was an issue. She just did not enjoy what happened sexually.